In astrology language, your sun sign dictates your zodiac personality, while your moon sign, the second most important influence in your horoscope chart after the sun, represents your emotions, your inner mood. And the two together strongly influence your emotional mode of operation. Your sun sign is easy to determine through your day and month of birth. Your moon sign can be determined by a calculation of your full date, place and time of birth. The moon moves quickly around the zodiac, taking 1 month to visit all signs and stays in each sign an approximate 2-day period. Hence, if the moon is about to ingress to the next sign on the day of your birth, you will need to know your time of birth for an accurate moon sign placement. An exact time of birth is always the most favorable, but even if you have an approximate time, depending on how close it is to the moon changing signs, an astrologer can determine your moon sign. Emotional Aries. Aries are ruled by the red-hot, strong-minded planet Mars, and the energy can either be motivating and assertive or determined and aggressive. The influence of Mars can make you impulsive, intense and quick to act and overreact. Emotionally, you can be fiery with a short temper. The very essence of Aries needs competitive challenge and strives on a certain level of excitement in any form. And while it is positive to release pent-up energy, you can leave the person on the receiving end of your release wounded long after you have moved on. The great thing about Aries from an emotional point of view is you don't hold a grudge. Once you get something off your chest, you quickly forgive and forget. Emotional Taurus. Love goddess Venus, lover of all things beautiful, rules Taurus, and this vibration also influences your inner mood, making you a sensitive and caring person, which means you are well liked but can be taken advantage of. When in love, you give your all, but expect the same back. And if you feel suspicious of your partner, you can be possessive and controlling. When your desires are not met or you are disrespected in some way and become hurt, you can close off and repress your emotions, giving you time to sort out in your mind and heart how the land lies. If treated well, you are open, loving, and sensual, the best ever lover or friend. Your emotions are soothed by your surroundings and you cope better with life if those surroundings provide security and comfort. Emotional Gemini. Ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, you can become bored quickly if there is not enough action to stimulate your mind, and can often be mischievous, and play tricks and mind games, simply for the fun of it, meaning no harm, of course. Your challenge is to slow down and not fill every moment with constant activity, and this way you can take stock of how you feel rather than how you think. Easy enough one would think, but not so much for a Gemini or Gemini moon. As soon as your emotions are challenged, you can put on your rose-colored glasses, preferring to see things the way you want, rather than how they are. On the other hand, you are clever, curious with a playful nature, and when you allow your feelings to show, can be very sentimental and open-hearted, a joy to be around. Emotional Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, which makes you a highly sensitive and emotional being. As the moon changes signs quickly, this constant change can also make you somewhat moody. You operate by your feelings, and even if something logically looks sound, you will rarely go against how you feel, and can make decisions based purely on instincts. You are easily hurt, but have an outer protection, the crab's shell, and will instinctually pull back and shut down to protect yourself. You are a savvy operator, a strong person, and have an emotional strength that could be referred to as fragile steel. As a Cancer, you give people a certain amount of chances, warnings, and if they still tamper with your heart, you have been known to cut your looses, and walk away without a single glance back. Once the door is closed, it is locked. But treat you well, your depth of emotions are revealed as loyal, protective and nurturing. Emotional Leo. The Sun, being our most powerful force, the center of our solar system, and Leo's ruler, gives you the confidence and stamina to take charge of your life as well as your emotions. You strive on being the leader, and excel when your talents are recognized and admired. When you are emotionally out of sorts, your natural bossiness can take over, with you being petty and conceited. On the positive side, enthusiastic and extravagant, you are generous of heart and spirit, and care deeply about those who love and support you. Your emotions are closely linked to your pride, and as you love to be the center of attention, your emotions are heightened when you are out front and proud of whom you are and what you do. Emotional Virgo. Ruled by Mercury, the thinking planet, you are an intellectual being, emotionally reserved and have a strong sense of self. However, you do have a tendency to overanalyze and get too caught up in petty details that can distract your attention from the big picture and how you feel at a heart level. You tend to be critical and picky, but the truth is, Virgo, you are only this way with the people you love and care about, otherwise, they wouldn't even rate on your radar. You are your emotional best when you can reach out and offer your services to others, but only those who appreciate your efforts. Criticism is also directed at yourself, and you can be your hardest critique, striving for the best, but often an unattainable outcome. The solution: be kind to yourself. Emotional Libra, Venus, the planet of love, beauty and grace, rules Libra. All things on top of Libra's must-have list. As you are the sign of the scales, one of the ways you keep your emotions balanced is to continually try to keep your environment, as well as the people you deal with, as harmonious as possible. You seek to get along with people, and can often put their needs before yours in an attempt to keep everything agreeable, which may be good for them, but in the end will unsettle you and upset your equilibrium. When you go too far in one direction of giving up too much of your own needs, the pendulum can swing the other way, and you feel taken advantage of and can become irritable and snarky. Seek the balance between your needs and those of others, that's the sweet spot. Emotional Scorpio, Scorpio's ruler, Pluto, the planet of transformation, influences your inner world with intensity, power and the desire to probe to the very depths, for truth. Emotional fulfillment lies in honest connections with others that include strong, sensitive and passionate expression. If you are annoyed, angered or upset, people may never know as you hide your emotions under a cool demeanor, choosing instead not to reveal your position. This can make others suspicious, and you use it as your secret weapon. In many ways, you live for the drama of life, emotional intensity, as it makes you feel alive. On the other hand, the more control you have over your own emotions, the more powerful you feel. When you mix with people you have a deep emotional commitment with, you embrace them with a love and protectiveness that is unmatched by any other. Emotional Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and expansion, your emotions are heightened with the spirit of adventure, a thirst for knowledge and a desire to explore different belief systems. As a seeker of truth, you feel unsettled if you are required to keep a secret and can bluntly tell others what you feel they need to know. And even if the truth hurts, it will relieve emotional tension and allow you to feel comfortable once again in your own skin. You love to experience life to the full, and preferably with someone by your side, even if you do shy away from making a commitment. You are positive and optimistic and will generally not stay in a negative mood for long, choosing to live life on a higher vibration. Emotional Capricorn, Capricorn's ruler, somber Saturn, the teacher and planet of reality, influences your inner mood with a no-nonsense, driven and solitary quality. As a Capricorn, to keep your emotions equalized, you need a decompressing time between your busy schedule and before mingling with others in the outer world. But it is important not to stay in solitude for too long so you avoid entering the space of the Saturnine blues. You are comfortable with your own company, but you do better when you mix with others. Your need to feel worthwhile with your place in the world can be a serious endeavor, and it is often not until your later years, when you feel a sense of achievement, that you can really feel relaxed and settled. You don't give your heart easily, but when you do love and trust a special someone, you give your all. Emotional Aquarius, Uranus, planet of independence and innovation, your ruler, permeates your mood with individuality and a refusal to walk in anyone else's shoes. You are a trailblazer, and as such, can be in your own world, leaving others to think you are standoffish, when really, you are just sorting things out in your mind. So, in this sense, you do better to associate with people who are secure within themselves, secure enough to allow you the freedom to be who you are without taking your so-called aloofness personally. Only then can you truly be balanced emotionally, otherwise, you are continually sidetracked by others' anxieties. You can be unpredictable, and that goes for your emotions, too. A good in-depth conversation with someone of substance will soothe your soul. Emotional Pisces, Pisces ruler, Neptune, planet of inspiration and compassion, influences your emotions with profound sensitivity and empathy. A spiritual connection and a practice of meditative silence that allows you to access your dreams and imagination will keep your emotions in check. And a balance between escapism and reality is what helps you to be effective in the world. A sanctuary, a place you feel safe in, is key to your happiness. You have an innocence about you, highly sensitive and feel as well as show your emotional state easily. For this reason, you need to be selective of the people you allow in to share your life, especially as you have a tendency to care too much and can easily pick up, and take on, other people's attitudes and emotions. As a dual sign, the symbol of the two fishes, the key to emotional stability is to ensure you have a balance between the analytical mind and follow your instincts heart. Follow this rule and you will feel more at peace within yourself.